Welcome agents, I did a video almost 1 year ago today talking about why you should be playing the Division right now, and it appears a lot of you agents and other people enjoyed this as it's my most viewed video at just over 370,000 views. Today I wanted to follow up from that video and tell you why you should still buy the Division right now, even though the Division 2 will be released in just over 3 months. If you enjoy this one, please hit the like button below and subscribe for daily Division content. With that said, let's do this. Okay, so I think it's worth first addressing the concern of buying the Division when the Division 2 will be out very soon. I'm going to assume that the majority of you who are watching this video either don't have the game or are considering purchasing it, or you've had it before and are not sure if you should repurchase the game. The Division would have been out for 3 years in March next year, so naturally the game is really cheap right now, especially if you were to buy a second-hand version. For example, you can purchase the Gold Edition on PC for about $19.99 brand new, and on Xbox and PS4 for about £15 to £20 brand new. Second hand, you are looking at under £10 each on eBay. 3 months of awesome gameplay with absolutely tons to do for under £10 is an absolute steal, and I want you to bear that in mind as I go over everything you will get if you purchase the Gold Edition, which is the edition I would recommend you get, as it gives you access to everything and it's worth every penny. So let's start. The main campaign is about 20 to 30 hours if you solely focus on the main missions, but there are plenty of side missions for you to complete as well. If you factor in those, you're looking at about 30 to 50 hours in total for the average player. It would be reasonable to expect most average players to hit the level cap of 30 by about 15 to 20 hours, but of course you can do this quicker if you simply rush through the content, as with any campaign mode on any game. The campaign itself follows the story of a second wave Division agent whose job it is to find out what happened to the first wave and continue where they left off. The story is rich, dynamic and revealing, setting the stage for the sequel. Without a doubt, the campaign is one of the best there is within the open world RPG genre. Once you have completed the main campaign, a whole host of activities become available. One of those is the real endgame mode of the Division, and these are called incursions. Incursions are the Division's very own version of raids. Just as challenging, but much shorter. In fact, if you have a really good squad and nail down the timing, the Clear Sky incursion can take less than 5 minutes. The first incursion that became available was Falcon Lost. This incursion pits you against the LMB, or Last Man Battalion, one of the many factions within the Division who have in their possession a fully functioning APC. Your task is to head down and inside the water treatment plant and stop the LMB from bringing this armoured vehicle topside. There are 4 incursions, each with their own unique playstyle and story within the Division, and they will truly test you and your squad. The Dark Zone is a large, untamed part of Manhattan that is quarantined from the rest of the open world. It is billed as the most dangerous place in Manhattan because it is both a PvP zone and a PvE zone. The Dark Zone is like no other place in the Division. The eerie abandonment of this area and lifeless bodies give you a sense of loneliness, but immediate danger. The Dark Zone has plenty of landmarks that are manned by NPCs. Should you clear a landmark, you'll be rewarded for your trouble, but should you loot the bodies, you better make sure you watch your back. The only way to take items out of the Dark Zone that are not sent directly to your inventory is to call an extraction at one of the many extraction points and wait for the chopper to arrive. But don't worry, it's not like everyone on the map can see you call the extraction. You better be prepared for trouble, but just in case you are one of the lucky ones, you better not leave your items on the rope and leave, because another agent might be lurking and they might cut the rope, taking all of your loot. It's lonely, it's lawless, it's the Dark Zone. The Underground mode was introduced in update 1.3 and is the first paid expansion. As the title suggests, the mode takes place in the underground systems of Manhattan and is a PvE environment. This game mode is different to every other PvE game mode because it features randomly generated dungeons, so it's unlikely you will come across the same set of tunnels often. This creates a new experience almost every time. To play the Underground, you must set up an operation. This will include the difficulty level, the amount of phases you wish to complete, and finally, the directives, if any. Directives are gameplay modifiers that provide a buff to the players, but also drawbacks to provide balance. The harder you make the difficulty, the more phases you select, and the more modifiers you select will provide you with the highest amount of rewards. Last Stand is the third paid content expansion added in Update 1.6. This is a 16-player PvP game mode pitting two teams against one another. Last Stand is similar to modes like Domination or King of the Hill, where teams battle to control 3 nodes on the map. Each node is comprised of 3 sub-nodes that must be all controlled in order to capture the main node. Each node held generates points for your team, and whichever team reaches their quota wins. Now, if you don't wish to engage in PvP, you can still be a real benefit to your team, as this mode contains NPCs which drop shade tech, which can be used at terminals to activate bonuses for your team. 8 vs 8 PvP with elements of PvE. What more could anyone want? Survival is the second paid content expansion added in Update 1.5. This mode allows you to choose between a PvP playthrough or PvE, rewarding a PvP playthrough with more score for the increased risk. Survival is the Division's take on the survival simulation first made popular by games like DayZ. Survival will see you stranded in Manhattan after your helicopter crashes due to catastrophic snowstorm. With no gear or supplies and an infection that threatens to kill you within an hour, you are tasked with completing your mission by making your way to the Dark Zone. You must collect the experimental antivirus and extract via a helicopter. But be warned, this mode introduced the most difficult enemy NPC within the Division. Simply known as the Hunters, these enemies have advanced AI, technology that will render all of your skills useless, and they will drop you with just one single melee attack. Up to 24 agents will have to scavenge for supplies, warm clothes and equipment as you do battle against the infection, the hunger, the cold and the roaming NPCs. If you dare take on the PvP mode, fellow agents will become your enemy as well. This mode is without a doubt one of the best game modes in gaming today and possibly in gaming history. Resistance is a game mode added in Update 1.8 and is the Division's take on the Horde mode game type. Located in the West Side Pier, a new area made available in Update 1.8, you can choose between 3 different arena locations, each with their own unique playstyle and arena. As the title suggests, Resistance consists of every enemy faction within the Division who get increasingly more difficult with every wave completion. Every 5th wave is a time-limited boss wave. Resistance contains fortifications which can be activated to assist you. There are 3 types of fortifications and these are Pulse, Turret and Support Station. You will become familiar with these skills as you proceed through the game. As with any Horde mode game type, it must be stressed that the waves are endless and the difficulty can only be influenced by the world tiers. Skirmish was introduced in Update 1.8 along with the Resistance game mode. Skirmish is the Division's take on Team Deathmatch and is the only true PvP game mode with no NPCs or enemies besides the opposing team. This is a 4 vs 4 PvP game mode, pitting 2 teams of 4 in a race to 20 kills first. Skirmish maps are much smaller than Last Stand to provide a much faster, action-packed experience. Just like the Dark Zone and Last Stand, if you deal fatal damage to an opposing enemy, they will be downed and can be finished off by a melee attack or shooting them until they die. Points are granted for enemies that are killed, not downed, so make sure you finish your enemies off. These are the main game modes and activities that you can participate in the Division, but does not include everything. After completing the campaign, you are able to replay a lot of the same missions, some at legendary difficulty, providing the best rewards in the game, but the most unforgiving PvE experience. There is a lot more than just this, but I felt it was best we didn't let this video run for 30 minutes. I must stress that all of the content I've mentioned in this video is only available to those who purchase the Gold Edition or the Standard Edition with the Season Pass purchased separately. Of course, the Gold Edition is cheaper, so I'd recommend getting that. None of what I've talked about includes the grind for the best gear in the game. classified gear sets. This grind is a long one, I won't lie, but the devs are constantly releasing global events, which are time exclusive events that allow players to purchase specific classified gear set caches for global event tokens. These can be earned numerous ways. In fact, as of me making this video, the global event Onslaught is live and another will be available next week, global event Blackout. This is just another activity the game has to offer on top of everything I've mentioned, and everything I have not mentioned, of course. The point I'm trying to make is, there is so much to do in this game that you will get your money's worth like no other game can provide right now. The question I asked myself when I was making this video was, is there any other open world RPG game on the market today that can offer this much stuff for the small amount of money you pay? The answer is no, there isn't. Thank you, agents, for taking your time to watch this video today. If I've convinced even one of you to purchase the game, I've done a good job, and I hope to see you in game soon. The more people I can encourage to play, the more people I can play with in game. So this video is made for you and my benefit only. Just to reassure you, I am not paid or being paid by Ubisoft or anyone to make this video. The devs don't notice me, and I'm cool with that, because I'm here for you agents only. If you have any comments, I encourage you to leave them below. And with that said, Epic out.